Hello, welcome back to another episode of my behind the scenes series. This video I'm gonna talk about how I made this game, the Not So Quick Save. If you haven't seen my previous video, I basically went through the whole game as like a developer commentary, basically. But as with all of my other games, I'm making this behind the scenes video on it. But if you haven't seen that video, the whole game is basically just clicking through menus like these, and you only have a set amount of clicks before your power outage, and you want to find a way to save the game before that, although you will have to restart a few times for it because it's really difficult to find that. But yeah, because the whole game is just about buttons, it was very easy to make it actually, although only in a programming sense. It did need a lot of writing though. Basically worked on it like on and off about 2 or 3 months, and every now and then I would just write a few buttons, and it actually reflects in the game because, for example, there's these theoretical options. That's a joke about the Game Dev Tycoon, and there's also another joke about the game Type Help, and like a few more of these. And I made them because I've been playing those games as I was writing the game. Okay, here I am in the code now, and this is the game as you can see. And it's actually very small if you don't count the buttons themselves. Basically, these are just setting up the extra buttons because everything in the game counts as a button. This one is a button as well, technically, even though you can't click on it. And something like this text at the top is also a button. I talked about this in my previous behind the scenes video, but basically it's a lot easier to work with text if they're the same as buttons, because then I don't need two separate apps for basically the same thing. So these are just those extra buttons. This is specifically for the Game Dev Tycoon puzzle in the game. This checks if the power outage happened yet or not. These are just every value in the game, like the VSync and the high quality no shadows and this kind of stuff. Everything you can change in the game is saved here, and these are the exact same as that because this is what runs when you first open the game, and these run when you run out of clicks and you have to reset the whole thing. Then it resets every value as well. And after it, there's only the camera position and the colors, and then there's a game description also. The game state starts at the start menu basically, and that's all of the code as you can see. So very tiny game, but you might have noticed this on the side that the menu button start at line 1896 and end at 3149. So let's just open this beautiful window, and as you can see, this is all of the buttons. I'm gonna open them here to make it more readable. So this menu buttons variable has 4 values, and the buttons is the one that has all of the buttons. So like these are the main menu buttons, like the options and gameplay options and those kind of stuff. And there are these last two that are not visible, the start and the fail. And those are just the screens that you get when you start the game or when you run out of clicks. So like the start one has the intro text. This one, like the first button doesn't have any text. That's like here somewhere. And then there's the button that says oh no, and the button that says the next lines. And then the 11th button, the pause menu. And when you click it, it says the button clicks to 0, and it resets every variable. Okay, so that was only the button's value. So what do you think the other 3 could be? So that's all of the code. It's still very little. I know it might have sounded like a lot, especially if you don't know anything about my engine, which is basically everyone except for me. But basically, if I wanted to make another menu for another game, I could just copy and paste these, except for the buttons, because those would be different. So let's do exactly that. If you saw my previous behind the scenes video, then you already know what this is. This is an idle game I made in that video. That's very basic, and I only did it to showcase my engine. But basically, I could make a menu for this game, and it should be very easy to do so. I'm not sure, but I'll try. Okay, now I have a menu button, and this is way too zoomed in, but I have an option that doesn't do anything and a game that doesn't do anything. Amazing. Let's see. Yes, it works. Let's go. Okay, the game doesn't take you back to the game, which makes sense, honestly. But the options take you to this one, and you can go back. Amazing. Now it's menu and game. Amazing. Okay, and now let's add a very useful and totally not unnecessary feature. Since to the side you can see your current production for all of the purchases, yes? But we could have menu options that could change what you can see here. Don't know why that was like what you can see here. Now we have these counters. I go to options, hide counters, and there are no counters, but if I go to show counters, that's the counters. It's perfect. Okay, now I just thought of something I could add that could actually be kind of cool. So instead of how many it generates a second, it could show what percentage of the increase is generated by each button. Okay, so if I go into the menu, the show percentage counter is 20,000%. I'm struggling to understand. What if I buy another? Let's see. Surely it works now. Okay, that's 100%. I No, why is it 200? Wait, if I click again. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, it's not 200 now. Now if I buy another one, it adds up to 100, so that's cool. Yes, it's perfect. Okay, but let's actually see if that's correct. So it's 11 divided by 16 should be 0.68. Yes, amazing. Okay, now I can just make it so it doesn't have all of these decimals. Amazing. Okay, I did it. It works now. Beautiful. You can switch between whatever you have, and you can also hide it. Amazing. There is a weird bug here. When you click on a button, it keeps being highlighted. Okay, it works now. There was an error happening, but it was a very niche thing, so I can't really explain it, but everything works now, as you can see. And obviously, this whole menu system is very unnecessary for this game, but this is the first time I actually checked out that this whole menu thing would work for another game as well. So that is really important. And also, percentages are amazing, so it's a huge improvement to the game. Thinking about releasing this game at some point as well, but could be like a hidden game that I thought about before. Like if I make a game that's like not really important or not really as much of a game as my other games, then I could like kind of hide them somewhere, and then you could play this beautiful idol game that's still called Fascinating Idol because it's very fascinating. And now I enjoy this beautiful time lapse of me trying to beat it again. And now it's time to buy the last one. Let's go, 7%. Yeah, this is the game of the year of every year. It's a game of the forever, basically. Very well balanced. Second button is the best button by far, as it should be, obviously. When you finally buy the biggest button, it gives you a 7% increase or whatever. I guess a little bit more. And then you can buy the other button as well, which is also really important. Like the thing is, this could be a nice game if there was more to it, like something that could increase a particular button, and then there could be a reason to buy anything that's not the second one. So this game could evolve into something better, but at the same time, currently it's also perfect. Is the essence of perfection. But yeah, thank you for watching this video as well. That also devolved into making this game slightly different. The other two behind the scenes videos are not about this game though, and I know that because I already recorded them. In fact, this is the final video I'm recording out of the 8 because I released 4 games and I'm making 2 video on each, and this is the 8th video I record, so I'm finally done with these and I can from now on make videos on games that I just finished, for example, instead of games that I finished months ago. I'm recording this video on the 2nd of June and I'm hoping to release the first video this week, and I'm also hoping to release a video every week, so this video should also come out in June, so this month. And if it does, I wanna wish you a really happy Pride Month that just started for me, but it's kind of ending for you, but whatever. And have a fascinating behind the scenes, I guess. But let's buy this one again. Wait. Let's go. Goodbye.